Hey, what is up guys, and welcome back once again to another Minecraft tutorial. Today we're going to be building this Gothic / medieval style bridge, and so without further ado, let's get into the build. Now before we get started, I thought I'd mention that today I'm only going to be building half of the bridge. That's just because both sides are going to be completely symmetrical, so this should help us just sort of save time and not get too repetitive. And then also, just for sort of your guys' reference purposes, this thing is going to be 7 blocks wide and then about 11 blocks long. So go ahead and get yourself a nice bit of space over probably a decently sized river. And then I've built mine on these docks, although you can definitely choose to build yours on grass. In fact, that might look a lot better. And then really it doesn't matter how tall or how high above you build it above the water, but for this sort of tutorial I've made mine 3 blocks above it. So if you want to do the exact same thing or have it look the exact same, since we are going to be doing a pillar that comes down in the middle, having it 3 blocks above will have yours sort of look, I guess, the exact same. So if you really like that one you saw in the beginning, go ahead and make yours 3 blocks above the water. But if you don't have that type of room and your sort of bridge is going to be spaced down to maybe only 1 block above the water, that's completely fine. It's still going to look pretty good in my opinion. So without further ado, without wasting any more time, let's go ahead and get started. So to begin with, you're going to find a nice bit of space and then just place 2 blocks with your stone bricks going up like that. And then you'll go to the other side, so I guess this will be 10 blocks away. So you'll have a 9 gap wide space in the middle, and then you're going to place those in. And now for the middle, you're going to take some cobblestone slabs, and for this one, if you guys are building it, you're going to go 3 across, but since I'm only building half, I'm going to do just 2 of them. So you're going to go up 1 and make sure this is 1 block to the right of these little pillars you place to the left. So we'll just keep going up like this. So we'll go up 3 of those, and then in the middle it's going to be 1, 2, 3 wide, all on the same level, just like this. And then we'll go back down on the other side. So we'll go 1, 2, 3 for you guys, and then you're going to do 2 more of those. So it'll be 1, 2, 3, and then 1 more, 1, 2, and 3. So there you go. And then our next step will be to switch over to some stone slabs and just kind of mirror this thing on the other side, except we're going to go down 1 block just to give it some depth and make it a lot less flat. So we're going to copy this over here. For this one right in the middle, you only have to do 1 just to make it even more rounded out. But for the rest, just make sure and keep going down 1 extra block. So we'll do something like that. Then we can go ahead and grab our stone brick stairs, and we're going to place 1 here, then 1 there, 1 here, so it's got the empty one in the middle. So pretty much in between every stair there's going to be a space, and then so if we come over to this side we're going to need to place 1 more, just like that. And then on top of each one of these little stairs that we put in, we're going to place in a full block of the stone bricks, just like so, and then we can switch over to our cobblestone walls and place 1 of these on top of each one of our little pillars. And this is going to give it a nice spiky look just to continue this sort of Gothic style, and it should look really good. Another thing that I really want to try with the bridges, I kind of want to do one in every style. So I'd like to do a bunch of different effects, such as maybe giving the bridge a roof. I think for that one, I'll probably do that either in the Nordic style or the medieval one. So our next step is going to be grabbing these spruce wood half slabs, and these really can be whatever sort of material you like them to be, but I thought I'd just kind of keep the color palette that I've got going with all the dark woods and everything, and I decided to use these. Plus, for some reason, they seem to make the bridge just look a little bit more rounded out than if you would have used stone for these. So for placing these in, you're going to put 1 above pretty much every single stone slab you have in all the open gaps. So it shouldn't be too hard. It's actually quite simple. And I think we'll only need 5 of them, and this one's actually 1 block too low, so we're going to move that up to right there, and then that should be good. Now, this main part of the bridge pretty much is done, although we will need to be adding some more support to the middle. So if you find your middle block, I guess it might be easier just to start from the top and then dig your way down to here, and then you can just place in a pillar right there of 1 block, and then we're going to go out 1, 2, 3, and 4, creating that sort of X or cross shape right there, and then we're going to go up a stair right there, here, oops, here, and then here. And then we can also raise this up 1, 2 in the middle. And then for the middle 2 blocks, so not the ones on the outside, we're going to place a block here, so an upside down stair. And then on the other side, we're going to do the exact same thing, but facing the opposite way. And then these are just going to kind of come up until you reach the top sort of walkway section. And this is just going to look like sort of a V-shaped support, which should be pretty cool. And then you can go ahead and delete this block so there is an open gap and just place in the upside down stair right there, and it should still serve as a functional walkway with no holes, except for this top block, of course. For this one, though, if you're wondering what you want to do here, you're just going to grab your, I guess we can use maybe some stone slabs for this, and bring this down one block, like so, just so it has the ability to connect to our, let's see, our cobblestone wall, which will be right here. And we're going to grab this, connect it all the way up to the top, so you're only going to need to place in 2 of those blocks, and then after you've done that, you can sort of continue your sort of V-shaped support, just like this. And then once again, it's alright to delete that cobblestone block and then just place in an upside down stair right there. And then as you can see, that definitely gives the bridge a lot more support, doesn't make it look like it's going to collapse anymore. And then for further detail, if you want to, you don't have to do this, especially if you're building on grass where it's not so flat and you have a bunch more sort of, I guess, distortion on the side. You don't have to do this, but if you're building on sort of a wall or a more flat looking sort of river basin, all you're going to want to do is give yourself a 3 wide gap, and then we'll place a full block there. And while we're at it, we'll do the same thing on the other side. Then we'll switch over to our stone brick stairs, place one facing upright on top of that, and then one facing upside down above that one. And we'll do the same thing over here. And then to continue it out, we're going to do a full block on top of each one of those. And then to the left of the full block, we're going to place in one more stone brick stair like this. And we'll switch this stair over. I think this might look a bit better if we just make this a full block instead, just so it kind of keeps the same pattern on both sides, makes a nice little archway right there. So yeah, once again, we'll delete this one, switch that out for a full block right there, grab our stone brick stairs, place that in right here, and then that should be all we need to do for the support. So if you guys want, you can totally end the bridge right now and it should look fine, although I would recommend maybe cleaning up this, maybe adding a few more different blocks and textures or giving it some sort of pattern. Let's see if we can do that right now, actually. So maybe we'll do 2 of these blocks coming in. Maybe every other block will have this come in too. And I guess that could look kind of cool. Let's see what it turns out to be like. And then maybe switch these middle 2 blocks right here to some cobblestone ones. I actually kind of like this. It's sort of like a nice checkered pattern with a sort of straight streak in the middle. So I'm going to continue doing this. And then some more stuff you can do to sort of spice your bridges up is maybe adding a roof, as I mentioned before, or you could even do just sort of like a little archway on each side of the entrances to the bridge. So maybe right here, you could just do sort of like a simple thing like this, although it can get quite a bit more complex if you want to add in some nice little extra details and stuff. If I can place these damn blocks in, oh my gosh. So we'll do, man, I'm struggling with this. So we'll do some of these. Oh my gosh, this thing, it's not going to work, is it? Let's see. There we go. So sort of an archway like that. Nothing too fancy, although, as I said, you can do a lot more combinations to make that thing look better, but it does just sort of spice it up, especially from the sort of explorer's standpoint. If you just are walking around and you come across this is going to be a lot more intriguing than if you just had maybe just these spikes. This just looks like sort of a walkway, but if you had the archway, it's kind of a bit more grand and regal and sort of expensive looking, I guess. So this is going to be the end of this bridge tutorial for today. I kind of wanted to know if you guys want to see maybe a building after this, or if you want me to do a bridge for every style before we move on, which would mean you'd get 3 more bridge tutorials. And for those, I wouldn't just do sort of this normal thing. This is just sort of like a starter bridge, and this could be used in the medieval style as well if you're curious about that. But for the next one, I really do want to try sort of a bridge with a roof on it. I think that could be cool. Maybe if you guys want to see bigger bridges or smaller bridges, definitely let me know what styles you want to see those in down in the comments. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching today. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and as always, I will see you in the next one.